Hey my gorgeous babes and babettes, welcome back to yet another public place in my calm. Like I said, these little videos are gonna just start becoming tours. Like today, limo TV room. I'm so excited. So today's video is like fully academic. It's not like one of our our little fun vibe. Okay, of course it's always a fun vibe, but today I'm bringing meat. I'm bringing meat to the channel. Let me tell you guys how I went from being your most below average C student to getting a merit, to finishing high school with a merit, and literally, you know, achieving top achiever status. Because I always talk about, okay, yeah, this is how it happened, like jumping certain minor details. So I'm gonna like make this video super like you know, because I know you guys are always like, come on, like go deeper, we want, tell us procedure. So okay, firstly, there's an interesting story where I remember I got a C for like my favorite subject. I remember when I was starting high school, my favorite subjects were fully scientific. I love scientific subjects. It's when I thought I had a passion for science and I wanted to create antidotes in medicine. And but I was naughty, let's be honest. I was very mischievous as a high schooler, especially lower high school, junior school. And it so happened that one time in an exam, I was caught with a phone. And I'm so mad because I didn't even use that phone at all. I just had it for clout. I just wanted people to see me having a phone in an exam. And then I'd look like that girl. I'd look like that girl who just, you know, who doesn't care about things. So you can tell, you know what, like once you get in high school, as much as it's really hard to get it out of your mind, how people see you, how people perceive you, none of those things matter. Right now, no one in high school, I don't even know why I cared so much about being seen as somebody who is of a certain carefree status, because even right now I'm still a carefree person, but it doesn't mean that I have to be reckless with my future. Do you know what I mean? So we had school uniform. I had one of these skirts, and in the skirt I put my phone in there like that. And what's so crazy and annoying is that I didn't use that phone to copy, like at all. I did not copy with that phone, which is why I was like, what the heck, like. And I got caught in the exam. We needed calculators, and I didn't have a calculator, but the teacher on our invigilator could see what this girl calculated the question that said you need calculators, but she doesn't have a calculator. Something is going on. So she came and literally just searched me and put her hand like around my, and then she found the phone, and I got in big trouble. I got in huge trouble, and all my grades were reduced by half, and my report was fully like below C's, it was D's, C's, E's. Even I remember some kids were so excited because they thought that I was gonna repeat that year, because like if you get below a certain standard you repeat a year. So it was like, oh my god, she might repeat this year because she got half of everything. Can you imagine? It was an intense time. So I remember going that low and having to make sure at the time I didn't even have that much care for I need to make up for these grades, you know. I was like, it happened, I got caught, it became a story that people are talking about, and I was like, this is more, you know, I guess this is more attention for me. Being a kid, man. But it's what makes you, you know, because like if all those things didn't happen, I wouldn't know what I know now. So like even if you look back and you've made certain mistakes just for like random public stunts that you look back and you're like, this was not necessary, it's you doing that has shown you the lack of necessity in what you did and has made you a better person. Do you get what I mean? Now we skip forward to the time where I was like, okay, I really want to reform, because I'm like, I could see where my life was going. It wasn't fun. And the thing is, I feel like I was trying to mimic kids who came from like a lot of like, or a certain level of privilege, knowing that I don't come from that. So they would always talk about like, okay, they're doing these things, they're doing 1, 2, 3, but they always know that dads will pay for their A-levels, this, that, and the third. Now I'm like, I don't have a backup plan. What the heck are you doing? So that's when I really started to sit down myself. I'm like, okay, we need to fix this super quick, because like, you know, the same teachers who are going to predict my grades are the same ones who are grading me these C's and D's and E's. And for your finals, predicted grades are so important, because if a teacher namaka, like not a teacher emaka, I don't know bala BGCSE, if a maka namaka ebe arrehabala homo obalaha. Oh, I'm sorry for speaking to some guys, for you guys who are out in the diaspora. like I'm saying, if a teacher's marking and then like a lot of things can happen during marking. We've had a lot of stories where not even a teacher, a marker, like at the big offices, and they realize, or maybe they graded you a C or a D, but then they look at your predicted grades. They're like, but the prediction says that this is an A student, a B student, or an A star student. They're going to be forced to like remark that and see why, So predicted grades hold a lot of weight, and I'm like, you know what? I may not be writing my finals and messing them up, but I'm messing up my predicted grades, which in turn will mess up a lot of chances for me to do amazing. So okay, I'm trying to reform, and I think this is one that you already know. I really started seeking relationships out with people who are more academically involved. I remember not being very motivated in academia. I didn't care. I was like, I just want to finish. I don't like anyone here. I just want to finish and go home. But it's like, where am I gonna get motivation? Because there's only so much that YouTube videos and bottom put on your screen can do. You can only watch the video, feel motivated for the next week, and then it goes downhill again. But because you're going to school every day, you're interacting with certain people every day, if you seek out people who you can see, hey, Mona, this person is so motivated, and be courageous enough to ask them questions. Why? Like, I think finding out what motivates people is really something that can also rub off on you. You want to know the why. Like, what do you have? What drive do you have that I don't have? And maybe you can find like a spark in them that can somehow translate into you, because genuinely it's like that. I'm not saying befriend them. I'm not saying be best friends with them, because sometimes I know people who are like more on the academic side, sometimes they're not the most friendly. Sometimes they use that as an advantage, they use that as an opportunity to be mean to people. That's how it was in my high school as well, where sometimes you're trying to be like, hey, like, can you please teach me, like, show me your ways, and they give you attitude. It's really like that. It really, really be like that. So just try to just ask them questions and be like, what really motivates you? And ask different people. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be in your class or in your school. Just ask people, what's motivating you so much to have drive? And sometimes people will give really rubbish answers. They'll be like, no, I don't even study, because because just sometimes people are like that. Generally, sometimes people are so, oh ma. But anyway, some people are really not like, or something like that, but they're really not considerate, and they don't really have that caring aspect for other people. So they give you a rubbish answer like, I don't even study, or like, it happens naturally for me. People like, they just ignore them and go try find somebody who will genuinely help you. I know what I can say, like, text me, but I know how much my DMs get flooded nowadays. Not even nowadays, since I started social media. So for me to even get to some messages, it's so hard. It's so hard, and sometimes I try because I care, but it's hard. That's why I create a video like this, to answer like a lot of questions for the masses. So okay, after like questioning some people and really seeking out answers, 12 hours, what's that motivation? Ask them. And then secondly, I think I've realized that having closer relationships with teachers, which is one thing that makes university a bit more challenging for me, if I'm being the most transparent. I feel like in high school I could develop relationships with teachers so much easier, and just because I have like a good relationship with the teacher at that particular subject, I just have some form of intrinsic motivation to push me further. But here in university, you realize what lecturers don't really like care about you like that. Like, they don't, even the spirit of offense, do not always go to school carrying the spirit of offense, where when a teacher says something that embarrasses you, you carry it in your heart, because these people really they determine a lot. Your relationship with your teacher can determine a lot. I remember when I started high school, hey guys, I was failing maths, but it's because I had such a horrible mindset, in the sense that, firstly, my mom told me when she was in school, she was so bad at maths. So in my mind, I was like, it's in the genes. I was like, it's in the genes. My mother was bad at maths. That means I'm also so bad at maths. And then I asked my friend. I was friends with this other girl in high school, and she was doing really good at maths. Like, she was quite good. And then I'd ask her, like, how do you do it? And she's like, what did she say? She's like, I don't even have to try. I think it's like just in the genes because at home we're good at maths. So in my mind, I was like, yeah, mathematics, you got it or you don't. I don't know what. I think my maths teachers changed. And shout out to Mr. Mujuru. This was like my new maths teacher. He was such a gentleman. He was such a gentleman with that subject. And the good, interesting thing with Mr. Mujuru is that he wouldn't do much teaching. He would write like one formula on the board and he'd be like, page this, and you would just go. And I remember just my motivation growing at the same rate as my love for this teacher. And I would try past paper after past paper after past paper after past paper. I would be trying Mr. Mujuru one impactor. Next thing tsala me wa di genetics again I'm but I'm gore na ma 1+1 ke re oh genetics genetics. I'm sorry, I wasn't better like that, but it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling to see her. Actually, no, you were wrong. You actually should have been more genuine and told me the truth. You do study, but it's okay. Guys, resources are a big deal. There's two types of resources you make for yourself and resources you find on the internet, especially when you're in high school as compared to university. In university, you can only do like 1 or 2 past papers per module, which is such a disadvantage, guys. University life is just not as conducive as high school life or like sixth form and stuff like that. So I'm really thinking for a while, if I was back in high school again, I'd start compiling resources ASAP. I remember, those kids who are from 5 and they always have like piles and piles of papers. But the past paper. Those kids, I used to be the type who would go to them and buy your past papers, even if kids so past paper like even my really close friend back from 5 form 4 when I be to Isaac. He could build past paper tsa physics because my physics in mpontsha mathata a batho. Physics tleng that the subject tso tene di mpontsha mathata a batho. Nna ka na go bua nnete batho botlhalene o sa ntlela ya la yalo. I ke batla go like it. I think during this period really put your pride aside, because once you get to the point where you want to get, that's when everybody will be like, brayaka, oh, I know princess, oh, actually it's an princess, oh, princess ke mo file di buka. Oh, once you get here, that's when everyone will be like, Princess Brayaka, she was in my class, she was this. But at that time, it's like, no, you need to be focused and know where you're going, So if you have pride, you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of somebody because how mokopa di buka or wa go tshega or ga go buise sentle, I just be like, if they don't get it, they don't know where I'm going, they don't know, they don't see the vision. Do you get me? But it's okay. That's how people are, Shem. It's not every day that you're gonna come across somebody who is genuine and genuinely wants the best for you, and that's fine. It's okay. They don't get it. Okay, so to close off, I would say more about resources. I think really, okay, I'm gonna tell, I think in one of the videos I told you guys, sorry, I had to beg my mom to get Wi-Fi for Form 5. Hey, she tried where she could, and sometimes I'd push her, I'd be like, come ma, Wi-Fi nyana, you go Wi-Fi, mama, and she got Wi-Fi, and I really, because I would always have to go study at her office, and she'd have to drive me there about 2 a.m. and it was inconveniencing both of us. So I was like, mama, at least send your Wi-Fi and of course, like after that, life did get a lot more stable and she kept the Wi-Fi at home. But at that time when I was in Form 5, it was like, it wasn't easy, but it's like, when people make such investments in you, you have to make sure that you don't let them down. Shut out the people whose words don't carry any weight into your life. Do you know what I mean? But in the name of not wanting my videos to be super long, and I will make sure there is a part 2. I think I owe you guys like 4 part 2 type videos, but it's okay. Oh my days, have you been off, baby? The mic has been off this whole time.